Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I feel like I cannot get my hair stuck behind this hat because I woke up and my hair is like crazy town. So I did my hair last night to go out to dinner, and then I went to the pool when I got home and did not take a shower. Look at my hair. It's doing the Kate Gosselin in the back. The Kate Gosselin. I can't watch that show. That's a show I can't watch. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? It is so humid in Indianapolis. I kind of decided earlier today that, like, when I got up and we were getting ready to go to brunch, I was like, I'm just filming my vlog. I'm going to come home, I'm going to film, like, a very short vlog, and then I'm going to lay down and take a nap, and then Alex and I are going to watch our shows tonight. He is currently upstairs watching Love Island Afterburn or After Sun or something like that. It's the after show to Love Island. And so we came home, and after brunch today, I was like, can you pull me by Fresh Time so I can get some stuff that I need? So we went to Fresh Time and got a bunch of stuff, and then when I came home, I was like, oh, I want to show this stuff. So I did a haul, and then after I did the haul, I was like, oh, I might as well review something that I bought. So I did a review, got those videos up. While I was waiting for those videos to, like, render, I was like, okay, I'm going to catch up on some Cameos. So I sat out here, and I did a bunch of Cameos back to back, and if you guys don't know what Cameos are, Cameos, they're listed below if you ever want to get one, but they're like little private messages for birthdays or pep talks and stuff like that. And so I did a couple birthday ones and some other different ones, but anyway, it is so, I'm kind of interested to see what the temperature is, because it feels like, I mean, it is so humid, and apparently I slept through it, but it was huge storms. Like, when I finally got up, it was still, like, pouring down rain, but apparently it was huge storms. And actually, I didn't realize it until I was sitting out here, and I was like, where's Farrah, the fern? And she was, like, pushed over. So, like, the wind must have been so strong that it pushed it over. We were at brunch. Our friend that works there, she was like, did you sleep through the storm? Alex is like, I saw the storms, but I had slept through them. So, anyway, let's look at the temperature, because it is so humid. And, of course, I have this long sleeve shirt that's, like, rolled up and stuff, but it is, like, I was going to take it off and put a t-shirt on when I came home, and I was like, I'm just going to film my videos in this shirt, and then my plan was, as soon as I got done vlogging, I was going to go down and take a nap, but I'm like, now I think I might go to the pool for like a half an hour, and then we'll see. To see if my neighbor wants to go to the pool. She left just a little bit ago, so she should be coming home soon. We'll see where she's at. Okay, I know she had brunch plans today with her friend, but she said she was doing nothing tonight. It says it's 78 and, partly cloudy, but it says it feels like 88. It feels, I want to see what the humidity is, if it shows on here, the humidity. I don't really know how to look for this stuff on here. I mean, it is so, like, you guys, it is literally, like, just damp sitting out here. Okay, tomorrow it's supposed to still be really nice, hopefully. Tomorrow, 92. Some clouds in the morning will give way to mainly sunny skies for the afternoon. So, I told my neighbor yesterday, so we went to the pool after I got back from dinner last night. I told her last night, I said, my plan is, because she's planning to be there tomorrow from like 9 a.m. until like 6, and for her birthday, and then she's going to read at the pool, all this kind of stuff, and I said, she said, well, I really want to spend like a couple hours reading at the pool. And I said, well, I'll bring a book too. And I said, but you're probably getting down here. She's like, I'm getting down here when the pool opens. And I said, oh, I won't. I'll probably be like 12:30 or 1, and then I'll probably stay there till like 4 or 5 or something like that. And then I'll come back and film my vlog. I'm not planning on filming any other videos tomorrow. Now, if I wake up in the morning and I get up early enough that, like, if I get up at like 9 or 10 or something, then I'll probably film a couple videos before I go. I would actually feel better about doing that, because then I feel like I was a little bit productive tomorrow. But I actually didn't plan to film any videos today except for my vlog. I was going to do just my vlog today and just my vlog tomorrow. So the fact that I even filmed any videos today, I'm like, okay, well, that's a little bit productive. Just a little bit. And so, but tomorrow my plan is, if the weather, what do they say? Not forgiving. Weather permitting, I will be at the pool all day tomorrow, and I'm very, very excited about it. I think Alex is actually, he said he might try to go in a little early and come home a little early so that he can go and join us at the pool too. So, and then my neighbor in the corner, she's thinking about going to the pool tomorrow too. So it'll be, I'm hoping that it's not like tons of people at the pool tomorrow. Like I said, usually the weekends are less busy, but this weekend it's been pretty busy. Actually, when I was sitting out here filming a cameo, I could like hear some like kids like yelling at the pool and stuff like that. I just want to say, as far as the pool drama goes, when I got done filming it yesterday, I was kind of like, oh, people are going to think that I'm being kind of like mean to people at the pool and stuff like that. And people, you guys were so supportive, and I just want to say I really, really appreciate it. here's the thing, and I just want to make this real clear. If I was in a public pool, okay, that was like open to everybody, and I was getting splashed in the pool, that's one thing, okay? And I've always said across my videos, if you're in a pool, you're gonna get splashed. I'm not stupid, like I know that, right? But we pay a lot of money for our HOA fees, and there's a little bit of a pool update that I have to give you. So, we pay a lot of money for our HOA fees, and one of the, I mean, like they say snow removal, but they hardly ever remove snow. And so it's really for like the lawn, the maintenance on the buildings, like everything on the outside of the building is taken care of by the HOA and the management and the fees and stuff like that. But then the pool and the tennis court, and I don't use a tennis court, so the pool is like the thing that I'm like really the most excited about. And so when you go to the pool and it's people that don't even live in the community and they've literally brought coolers and they're there for the entire day and it's like a family outing for them and they're not being respectful of other people and to me, it's really disrespectful and it's rude, and I really want to say I appreciate it. It's funny because a couple people gave some suggestions or said things that they do at their pool. One person said we should have a sign-in sheet, and so you like sign in and you say how many people are with you, and I actually think that's a good idea. But I don't think that people would abide by that, if you want to know the truth. And I think people would just be like, oh, I forgot to sign in and whatever. Somebody else said wristbands. Now, we used to do wristbands. I don't really remember, and I hated them. They were like those, like the what would Jesus do wristbands, those plastic wristbands that everybody has for every, thing in the entire world. We used to have those. I mean, they didn't say, what would Jesus do? They just said, like, our neighborhood association. But I think we got, like, I think we did get 4 per household, and then you like had to pay $25 if you lost one. And so I hated them. I would take it, I wouldn't wear it, but I would just like keep it on my towel, which is what a lot of people did. But for every person, they had to have, somebody said they do like, if it's 2 people that live in the house, they get like yellow, and like they get 2 for guests. I think it's actually a great idea, and I'm going to suggest it to the HOA board because this has gotten out of hand at this point, right? And it's really, to be honest with you, I also think that they're, like, the rule about, and I don't really know how to get around this, that person that lives in the community has to be with their guests. Like, that's the big thing, right? Because when they live outside this community, like, somebody commented on this and said it, and I know people are probably like, oh, Peter's, like, going crazy about this pool thing. The pool's not that big. I've shown you guys the pool. It's literally like a backyard pool. So if there's 3 families at the pool, like, it's really unenjoyable for me to even go up there because they just kind of take it over like it's their pool, like it's their backyard pool. And somebody commented and they said, if there's people that aren't in the community that are coming and using your pool, they don't really care to be respectful because it's not their pool. And that's absolutely 100% correct. And that's exactly what it's like. But I also don't want to be like the bitch of the neighborhood, right? And be like the person, I mean, I don't want to, the joke of the HOA, the people send me these, the TikToks and the Instagram reels of him all the time. Do you guys know he lives in Indiana? I actually reached out to him because he was looking for some Taylor Swift tickets, and we have a friend of ours that, like, is in ticket sales in Indianapolis, and so I, like, reached out to him, and I was like, because I follow him, he doesn't follow me. His name's Taylor or something, but he lives in Indiana with his wife, and I think they have 1 daughter, and he's the one that goes, like, violation. That's a violation. He's hilarious. And so I reached out to him, because I told him, I said, if you want me to, I'll reach out to my friend to see if, like, we can get, like, Taylor Swift tickets. I think Alex tried to get on the waiting list, and he was like, do you care? And I was like, I don't care that much to see Taylor Swift. I mean, I would see her, I heard she is great in concert, but, like, do I want to pay $1,000 for a ticket? No, absolutely not. No. And I didn't pay that for Stevie Nicks, and I wouldn't pay that for Taylor Swift. It was interesting because we were going to brunch today. Alex was listening to Taylor Swift's new album, and it was like 1 song would be Taylor Swift's new album, which I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. That's probably a video that I should do, is listen to her whole new album, but I haven't listened to it yet. And then Chapel Roan was, like, mixed in. I think it was, like, some Spotify playlist or something he was listening to. And the 1 song of Chapel Roan's, I really haven't listened to her a lot. He played, like, 3 of her songs. The other 2 songs I didn't like, I tagged this song. But the 1 song I did like was called, where is it at? I tagged 3 songs while I was in the car with him. Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan. I really liked that song. And the Taylor Swift song that I liked was called I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. And then I also tagged Stumbling In, which is a remix by Cyril. So those were the 3 songs I tagged. I started watching a show last night, I'll talk about it in a second, called Glitch. It's been on my list forever. I think it came out years ago. It's 3 seasons. It's, like, conclusively ended and all that kind of stuff. But there was this part in it where this girl's, like, dancing at this party, and I loved the song, and I went and looked up the song, and then I ended up downloading it. And the singer in it is club singer named Anaya Day who ended up redoing this remix. It's so funny, like the connection to all this. Nasty Girl. Do you remember that song back in the day from the 80s? That Nasty Girl song. And Erica Andrews, who's like, she's passed away. She was Roxy Andrews' drag mother. She was probably my favorite performer ever. And I loved her. She's gorgeous, incredible performer. And did a lot of like Mommy Dearest skits and stuff like that. That's like what she's famous for, is her Mommy Dearest skit that she did it at Entertainer of the Year pageant and won. And then she did it at Continental and won. And that's like her most famous like talent that she's ever done, is this Mommy Dearest like mix that she does, mixed with the Shirley Bassey song. And so when I was listening to the song last night, I didn't know it was Anaya Day, and I was like, oh my god, it took me back to like this performance. If you look it up, there's like Erica Andrews' Nasty Girl. It's like her in a club, but I love it. She looks gorgeous in this clip. But anyway, what was I gonna say? So yeah, so I started watching that show last night. I feel like I'm like all over the... This is why sometimes I'm like, okay, this is what I did last night all the way through today. So, well, I'll tell you about the pool drama in just a second. So, last night, when I got done vlogging and doing everything like that, we got ready, we went out to dinner. We were supposed to go with 2 couples, but the other couple, they couldn't find... Okay, so they have two sons, and their one son is like 3, and the other son is like 6 months old, and they couldn't find... They had like... His or her mother was watching their 3-year-old, but... it was just her, and so they like needed somebody else to like help to look, so they ended up canceling at the last minute. So so it ended up being just us and the other couple, and we had a good time. We went to somebody commented and said, I always love to hear what Peter had at different restaurants, which is so funny. That's the reason why I share what I get at restaurants. So we went to... I talked all about it in the Savor in Carmel. We talked all about it in the video yesterday. We went to Savor in Carmel, which is a real cute restaurant. It was hot. It was so hot last night. I was going to wear shorts and the button-down collared white shirt that I wore the last time. That I was going to wear the night before, but I didn't because I had worn it the last time when I was with those people. So I wore it last night, and I was going to wear khaki shorts, which is what I have on right now. I don't think I've ever worn this shirt before. This is like a really like light cotton like Ralph Lauren shirt, and it's like really long, but I kind of like how long it is. And I don't know that I've ever worn it before. I like pulled out my closet because I didn't want to wear a t-shirt today to brunch. I just was like, I need something that I can just kind of like drape over me. So anyway, we went to a dinner last night. We split the bruschetta, which was delicious. And then, which had no meat in it, obviously. And then I had a house salad that had like this like balsamic lemon vinaigrette on it. And then I wasn't sure, they had like a vegetarian pasta, like a penne pasta. I was either going to get that, well, you could get it with chicken or shrimp, but they also had it vegetarian. I was going to get that, or I was going to get one of their flatbread pizzas, and I asked the server, and he was like, no, the flatbread pizzas are much better. So I got a flatbread pizza. Just the margarita pizza, and it was really, really good, but I only ate like 2 slices of it. I brought the rest of it home. Alex got chicken parmesan, and he used to get it all the time when we first started dating. Like every time we would go to an Italian restaurant, he would get chicken parmesan, and it came out, and it was like this much spaghetti, okay, with sauce over it, and then the piece of chicken was like this big on top of it, the chicken parmesan. I was like, we all looked at it when it came out. I was like, oh my god, like this is crazy. He literally ate like an 1/8 of it and took the rest of it home. Well, I brought it home for him. So I'll tell them about that in a second. And then our friend's husband, well, the husband, he got lobster and steak. He got like a filet and like lobster. And then Alex got a Caesar salad too. And then our friend, she got lobster risotto, and she was like, it was like their special, and she was like, it was so good. I literally like ate, I mean, she ate it like in like 2 minutes. She said it was so good. So it was really, really fun. We had a good dinner. Alex afterwards had a birthday dinner or a birthday party that he was going to that was literally like a block down the street at this bar in Carmel called 3 Up. So he met his friends there for his friend's birthday last night. And then the couple, they live close to us. They live like 5 minutes away. So they brought me home last night. And as I was getting out, my neighbor was walking her dog. Well, we had talked about going swimming if I didn't get home too late. And dinner was at 6:15, and we left there at like 7:45. So I was home by like 8 o'clock. And so I got out of the car. She was literally like in my yard. And I introduced her to my friends, and then they left, and I was like, do you want to go swimming? And she's like, yeah, there's like people up there right now. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, there's like, you know, a couple kids in the pool and whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, I don't have a problem saying anything. And I was like, here's the deal. I said, I just do, like I said, I don't want to be the bitch of the neighborhood. And I said, I just don't want to be like, I don't want to have to, like, if nothing's said, then, you know, here's, and this is kind of where I'm at. Like, you either say something and then, like, you need to shut up and stop complaining about it, or you say something and then, like, do something about it, right? And so she was like, which is so funny, because she's going to be, I think she's going to be 32. No, she was 30 last year. She'll be 31 tomorrow. And she was like, I don't care. She's like, I'm going to say something. And she's like, on Monday, I want to go to the pool all day for my birthday, and I want to read. And she was like, if there's a bunch of kids splashing in the pool, I'm going to say something on Monday. She was like, if there's like people that don't belong in this pool. The other thing that she found out, was that what's happening is that people are coming to the pool, and then people will say, we forgot our key, can you let us in? And so we think there's people from the outside the neighborhood that don't have anybody that live in this community that are using the pool, that are just, they'll wait until somebody's at the pool, then they'll say, oh, we forgot our key, and then they're getting let in. So it's literally nobody that is paying anything to use this pool whatsoever, right? So I was like, okay, and she was like, just call me. Next time there's people up there, she was like, just call me. And she was like, I don't have a problem being the bitch of the neighborhood. She was like, this has gotten way out of hand, and she was like, it's, you know, I want to enjoy the pool. She was like, because she works from home too, so she's like, you know, like, I work, I plan out when I'm going to go to the pool, I plan out when I'm going to walk the dog and things like that. And she was like, you know, I want to be able to use the pool when I want to use the pool. So I was like, okay. So she was like, they've been up there. So she was walking. So I said, text me if they're still up there. So she texted me when she started walking. She was like, they're still up there. And then when she came back, she was like, they're still up there. She's like, but they've been up there for like an hour and a half, because they were up there when I walked, because she walks her dog like every 2 hours. She was like, they were up there when I walked my dog the first time. So she's like, they've been up there long enough, I'll say something to them. So I was like, okay. I had already changed into my suit and whatever. So when she got back, we like left. And so it was like 8:15 or something like that when we like left here, maybe 8:20. So we were walking up there, and we could see that they were in there, and they were like splashing and jumping around the pool and all this kind of stuff. And they were with their dad and then like their grandma. Well, I know their grandma lives in this neighborhood because I've seen her and I talked to her and whatever. And so we go in there, and the grandma has her dog in there too. Okay, so there's a lot of rules, like you cannot have a dog in that place, okay? Like, they did like a dog swim a couple years ago when they closed down the pool, but like other than that, like you cannot, like during swim time, like during the whole summer, you cannot have a pool in that swim area. It's a liability issue, they don't want pools in there or whatever. And so my neighbor, she said to me, she has her dog in there. She goes, I'm gonna say something. I was like, please just don't say anything. Like, let's just swim in the deep end. It'll just be fine. She's like, no. She's like, that dog is aggressive towards my dog. And she was like, and I've said something before, and they always like, they don't hardly even pull it back or whatever. So they're sitting right by where we walk in. So when we walk in, the dog like lunges at my neighbor, and she like turned and looked at this woman, and the woman kind of like pulled the dog back a little bit. So I just throw my stuff down, and I like just like dived into the pool and dove into the pool. And so I'm down the shallow end, or I'm down the deep end, they're down the shallow end. I mean, all this kind of stuff. And this is the other thing, is that the adult swim is like 8 to close. So there's supposed to be no kids in there at 8 o'clock at all. It's adult swim 21 and over. And so last couple summers, we got like 3 hours in the evening, 3 hours in the morning. Now it's completely changed. You get an hour in the morning, you get an hour in the evening. I don't know who changed this, because we still don't have any answers about this, and we've kind of just decided to let it go at this point. So I'm like down, she gets in the water, and she gets in the shallow end. And when she gets in the shallow end, the dog lunges at her. And I could tell, like, my neighbor had it. And so she gets in the shallow end, and I'm like, and I put my head back to like, you know, slick my hair back. And as I did, she said something to them, because when I came up, she was like talking to them, and she went like this. And I was like, and so the dad was real nice. He's been nice to us before. And he was like, come on, girls, you heard what she said, let's go. And so the girls got out of the pool like really quick, and they like all like got their, I mean, literally like in 30 seconds, they like put their stuff in their bags and they were gone. And he took the dog. Well, the grandma sat there for a second and just looked at us. I mean, she like mean mugged us. And I was like, I said something like, I said something to my neighbor. I was like, did you say something? She was like, yeah, and I said it really, really nicely too. I just was like, hey, you guys, like, we don't get much time at the pool. It's like, you know, that, like, after 8 o'clock is, like, adult time and whatever. And she was like, he was totally fine with it. And so then the grandma gets up and she, like, slowly walks out of the pool. Like, she's not happy, right? And so my neighbor's, like, real loud. And she's like, I don't care. She's like, I don't care at all. You're not supposed to have a dog in this area. That dog is, like, aggressive. She's like, it's lunged at me. And she was like, and you're not supposed to have kids in here after 8 o'clock. She's like, they're already reduced the hours in here. The woman's, like, slowly walking by, like, outside the gate as my neighbor's, like, going up. I'm like, oh, my God. She looks at me. She goes, I don't care. I go, I know, but I just, like, feel bad because of the neighbors and whatever. She goes, do not feel bad. She's like, they do not feel bad about kicking us out of here early in the pool. She's like, do not feel bad whatsoever. She's like, whatsoever do not feel bad. She's like, nobody follows these rules. She's like, and all of a sudden we're supposed to feel bad because we follow the rules. She's like, nobody follows the rules of this pool. She was like, and we're rule followers, and so then we feel bad. She's like, I'm not going to feel bad about it anymore. And she was like, and I'm going to say something. She's like, if there are people that don't belong in this pool, I'm going to ask them. She's like, this is ridiculous. At this point, I can't even enjoy my own pool. So she's now become the neighborhood bitch. Which is totally fine. But then I probably will by association, so it just is whatever. But anyway, see, now I can usually hear if there's people at the pool because it's not that far down. I don't hear that many. I don't think I hear anybody. Like, there's nobody splashing, or you can usually hear it from here if they're splashing and stuff. So that was a pool last night. It was actually a beautiful evening. The moon was out, and it was the first time that we had swam in this summer, which this is also how we know that the time has changed on the pool. I know people are either living for the pool drama, or people are like, I'm so over Peter talking about this, but it's my life. So anyway, it's part of my boring life. So one of the reasons why we have figured out that they changed the pool hours is because we can remember. I filmed night swims. Do you guys remember that? I filmed one on this channel, a night swim. It was pitch black when I went, and it wasn't like the last days of August before the pool closed that I filmed that video. I mean, it might have been in August, but it wasn't the last days. So the fact that we are now in the middle of July, and it's now like after, like, it's like 9:20, and the sun is just going down, and we're kind of like, oh, it's kind of a little bit dark, but you can still see the sun out. Like, we could still see the sun. We could see the sun and the moon last night when we were swimming the whole time. It never once got dark before we left. And we're like, this is how we know, because we used to do night swims all the time. I used to talk about night swims over here all the time. That's how we know that they changed the hours, but we're just not going to fight it. So anyway, I'm hoping I'll get 1 or 2 night swims in this August when, like, the sun starts setting sooner, you know? But anyway, so that was last night, and then when I came home, we walked back. We stayed up there for probably like an hour, and when we came back, I'm like trying to think about the time, and I'm like, did I get the times right of when we left and when we went up there? I don't know, but anyway, when we got back, took Boo Radley out for a long time. He, like, ran around. He's been crazy dog the last couple days. Then brought him inside, gave him his medicine, gave him treats, and then got him more food. He, like, ate, like, 2 packages of food like that. Like, when he eats, it's so weird because he won't eat for hours, and then when he eats, like, when he's hungry, he is hungry. Like, he eats, like, 2 bags of food, like, really, really quick. There's the woman from the guy that lives in the Villages. They have a place in the Villages, and they supposedly moved out of this neighborhood, but apparently they're back, and, like, I don't know what happened, but anyway, because he told me that they were just going to move to the Villages. She had decided they were going to move to the Villages for good, but they're back, and he was at the pool the other day. Did I tell you guys that? So anyway, but they have, like, this real low bike. It's like one of those sit down with your legs way out bikes, and she rides it. He rides it to the pool, but she rides it around the neighborhood. So anyway, I don't know what happened with the Villages. So then who did I talk to last night? I talked to Nikki on the phone for a while because I was like, I don't know what to watch. I went through this confusion thing last night. Oh, so I watched like an episode of Sister Wives, and as soon as I started watching it, I got hungry. I don't know what that's about. So I got hungry and I ate the rest of my pizza, which was delicious, by the way. And so I was sitting there and I was like, I don't know what to watch. And I really wanted to watch something true crimey, or I wanted to watch like a thriller, like a show. And I've been feeling like I should start Love Island, but it's only got like, Alex was like, there's only like 3 or 4 episodes left. So anyway, Alex went over to this bar, and then they went back to her house, like her and her boyfriend. They had just bought this house like a year ago. They went back over there, and so Alex got home about like, I think like 12:30. He got home last night. And when he got home, he was so tired, he was like, I'm going right to bed. So I kind of went back and forth. I watched like 2 episodes of Sister Wives, and do you know what I just noticed is, this woman that's walking down the street, she's the one that has like, she has hard of hearing, and she's really, really nice and really sweet. And she wears these big like blue blocker sunglasses, even though like the sun's hardly out. And she's really sweet though. But she used to have this dog that was like, it was like a collie mix or something. They're both rescues, because she told me the second one, she was like, when she told me she rescued the first one, but its name was Boo. Because she was like, oh, I have a Boo too, but she named it after the song, like A Boy Named Boo or something like that, you know, because she sang it to me when I was, but anyway. But the second dog that she got, she named it Lassie. This dog would pull her ass, because she's not tall. She's like probably my mom's height. She's probably like 4'11", 5 foot. It would pull her ass down the street. My neighbor, she was like, I feel so bad for her. She's like, that dog pulls her down the street. Like, I mean, this dog is like a 2-year-old rescue that she got. And it's like a Sheltie collie mix or something like that. It's a cute dog, but it's like, it's real sweet, like when you go up to it and stuff like that. But it just pulls her down the street, like you feel so bad for her, you know? So, but I haven't seen her. She usually walks the dog like twice a day, and then she walks by herself once a day. And I haven't seen her walk. By the way, I have to start my walks tonight again, because, like, the long walks, because I have to finish both of the true crime book clubs for May and June. I haven't read either one of them. I try to read the true crime books close to the live book club, so that I remember things from the book. I don't want to read them like the May and June book. I don't want to read them in May and then, you know, forget them if I'm going to be the one leading the conversation about it. So I try to read them close. So I have the Lori Vallow book I just looked up last night, which is called The Moon Turns Blood, and then the other one's called When a Killer Calls, and it's the second book in the Mindhunter series by John Douglas. I'm really excited about that one. It's about follows 2 cases, and they profile the killer in it. So I have those 2 books to finish this week. So, and the July, I have a whole list here of my book club books. Where's it at? The July book, The Smile Beach Murders. I'll finish that next week. Well, I have 2 weeks to finish that. But the book club is next Sunday at 4 p.m. So next time, I'll just got done with the book club a week from now. So anyway, I just asked Alex on the way home. I was like, the book club's next Sunday. It's on Facebook. You have to join the Facebook group to be part of it, and then it's just live in the Facebook group on the Facebook Live. And actually, like, a lot of people are like, I don't have Facebook, blah, blah. I mean, we did Twitch, people would be like, I don't have Twitch, I can't figure it out. When we did YouNow, people were like, I can't figure YouNow out. We just had to pick a place and do it. There's not like a good place for all of it. If we do it on YouTube, it will be flooded with people that are like, oh, I love your drama videos. And so it's like, to keep it like a discussion, which is fine, that's nice, right? But like, to keep it a discussion just about the books, because it's just as much every other member's book club as it is my book club, as it is Mel's book club. So for everybody else, we try to keep it in an area that's kind of like, you know, small and whatever. So the car's like stopping like in front of my neighbor's house. I've never seen this. It's like this big white SUV. But anyway, because these people were biking down the street. Oh my God, there's this couple in the neighborhood. Oh, my neighbor and I were laughing so hard. Because at first it was kind of funny, but then I was like, oh, it's so sweet. And then I told her, I said, we should do the same thing. You guys think I get words wrong on videos? Here we go. So we're in the pool, and these people go by on a bicycle built for 2. But it's like a very like off-road, professional-looking bike. And they both have like, I said leggings, like what the spandex, bike pants, and they had shirts on, but then they had helmets. And I go, we should get a bicycle built for 2, and you and I could ride it through the neighborhood. And she's like, no, I think that's a bad idea. She was like, we wouldn't ever agree on where we want to go. And we started laughing, because we're in the pools, they're like going by, right? And I go, no, but then we could get matching hats. And she looks at me and she goes, matching hats? And I go, yeah, they have because they have matching entire outfits. This couple that's like 70, right? I thought it was so cute. And so did she. She was like, oh my God, I love that they have like matching outfits. But anyway, so I was like, we could get matching hats too, because they have matching hats. And she looked at me and she goes, hats, do you mean helmets? I go, whatever, helmets. I go, but if we had matching hats, we could get matching helmets, we could get matching cowboy hats every day. She goes, I kind of like that idea. We could every day do like a different like themed outfit. I was like, see, it would be so fun. But we're not going to get a bicycle built for 2. Oh, by the way, if you watch my Peter Does Stuff video, I feel so stupid. You guys think, like, I think people think, like, I sometimes, like, do this for videos, but it's like true story. If you watch my, that reminds me, did you guys watch that jail documentary where you always like, true story, true story? Did you guys, I think they called him True Story, was his nickname. But anyway, my mom used to always say True Story. But did you watch my Peter Does Stuff haul where I showed this stuff from Amazon and I said I didn't get my sunglasses case and they sent me the wrong jewelry and watch case? Okay, if I got it once, I probably got it 20 times in that video. People are like, Peter, that is the sunglass case. It's why it doesn't have places for your watch to go. I was so pissed. I was like, they sent me the wrong case. Like, they sent me the wrong jewelry case. This is literally 2 drawers, okay? I don't understand it. And so I started getting all these comments, and this is about to stop here in about 15 seconds, which is why I keep on looking up there. I get all these comments on my video that were like, Peter, that was the sunglass case that you got. Because I kept on saying, I didn't get the sunglass case. I got the jewelry and the watch case. But it said the wrong jewelry and watch. The camera stopped. I'm like, it's not the right one that I ordered. It's the wrong one. It's not the right jewelry and watch case. And all these people were like, Peter, that was the sunglass case. And so I'm reading these comments, and I was like, not convinced at first. And then I went in the kitchen, I took it out of the box, and I was like, because it was supposed to have 12 slots for sunglasses, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was like, oh, they're so right. This is the sunglass thing. But I didn't think that I bought one that was like all leathery looking like that. That's why, because the leathery looking one is kind of very similar to what I have for my watch and jewelry case. I didn't think that I bought one that looked like that with the sunglasses. I thought I bought like more of like a clear kind of case. I wish I had, in all honesty. Maybe they didn't have that option, but anyway. So I might buy the clear one if I can find one and then give that one to my husband. He likes sunglasses too, so. But I had to say that because I felt like that was such an idiot moment that I didn't even know I was holding that sunglass case. So anyway, after I got off the phone with Nikki was watching. She said she had to, I know we were texting at first, and then I called her. Because nobody else was up at that point. And so she was watching MasterChef, and she texted me. This is when I called her, because she texted me and she said, my autocorrect said Masturbation Chef, and I had to, what did she say? Where's it at? I was telling her about this book club that I joined. Not book club, but it's psychological thrillers or something on Facebook. I find so many good book suggestions over there. What did she say? I was telling her to watch that show. I screenshot it for her. Gone, the Forgotten Women of Ohio. But you have to pay to watch it. Oh, here it was. I said, what are you watching? She said, MasterChef Generation. She said, thank goodness I caught my phone. I wrote it wrong, and it autocorrected to Masturbation Generations. And I almost sent it to LMFAO. So anyway, then she was going to watch this movie called Cell Phone. And I was like, girl, spooky. And then I was like looking through my list on Netflix, and then I was looking through my binge list of shows to watch. I almost started watching Ozark last night, except for I couldn't remember what it was called. I was like, that show about those people that move into the woods. I was like, what is that show called? I couldn't remember. So I'm looking through my list, and I had it narrowed down to like 4 shows. I was going to watch maybe... Has anybody watched Defending Jacob on Apple? I thought it was new because it's like on the trending, but it came out in like 2020 or something like that. It's about a kid that murdered a classmate. It looks good though. It's like a courtroom drama. I want to watch Presumed Innocent, but I'm waiting till the whole thing comes out. We looked it up last night, Nikki and I. The last episode comes out a week from Wednesday. So I'll watch it after that. Sugar isn't even on the top list, like the top 30 shows on Apple. And Tanya said it was really good, but it was boring in the middle, but she said it ends so good. So I wanted to watch that, but I was like, if nobody else is watching it, so I watch it. So I went through all the Apple shows. It was going to be between Defending Jacob, Goodbye Earth, which is like a zombie show, I think, and then Glitch. And I was like, what is this Glitch show? So I started watching the trailer. I watched another show that's similar to this. I can't remember what the show was called. The Return or something like that. Leftovers. It only made it like, hey! It only made it like, that was my neighbor with the dog. And when I waved to her, she went like this. I was like, oh girl, ballroom scene. That's what they do in the ballroom scene. Like, if they're like, yes, ma'am, they go, oh, that's applause. Not that, but just. Anyway, and she did that to me. She went, I was like, oh, ballroom, okay, hey. Paris is burning. So anyway, now all the drag queens do it on all the shows. They do this when like they're like, oh yes, eat, they ate, all that. They ate what? Grilled cheese sandwiches? I love grilled cheese sandwiches. Oh my god, in a frozen Snicker bar, they ate. They always say, the kids say that these days, they ate. I don't know what that means really. Oh, like you ate it up? Like that's what we used to say back in the day. Girl, you ate it up. I wish I had recordings of like how my friends, oh my lord, see, I caught it. There, you guys always want to see the bloopers of the treadmill. There it is. And look, see the treadmill is still not back up yet. Okay, this is what it would look like. So I have to pull this cord out and fix it. I caught the treadmill. Oh my god, first time ever. I wish I had like, especially my friend Duke that passed away years ago. I wish that I had like video clips of like he and I talking. Because it was so funny. He'd be like, especially our phone calls. He'd call me up and he'd be like, girl. When we said girl 400 times a day. And he'd be like, girl. And I'd be like, what, girl? And he'd be like, what are you wearing tonight? And it'd be like a Tuesday night. We'd be going to like the Metro, okay, for like gay bingo or something, and then seeing a drag show at 10 o'clock or something like that and going to a house party. And he'd be like, girl, what are you wearing tonight? I'd be like, oh, I don't know, probably a black t-shirt with jeans rolled up, black Doc Martens, and like a big belt. And he'd be like, okay, me too, girl. That's what we all wore back in the day. And he'd be like, girl, he'd be like, it is so hot, because he worked at this tanning bed place, and he'd be like, it is so hot up in this tanning bed house. And he'd be like, I'd be like, how hot is it? And he'd be like, girl, it is so hot. It's like the biscuits are done, slap a biscuit on it, girl. He's like, it is done. The chicken is done, slap a biscuit on it. He was so funny. Oh my God, I miss him. He was so funny. Do you have friends that, like, when you're with them, like, they are just, like, so naturally hilarious? Like, it wouldn't translate to stand-up, right? But, like, they are so, so hilarious. Like, this friend of ours that lives in Vegas, like, I remember the first time that... I remember the first time that I met her. This is so bad. But this... We were at this pool party thing called Rehab back in the day that we used to help, like, promote here and stuff. And, we were sitting with her, and it was like the first time we had ever met her, and she was so cool and so nice and stuff like that. She ended up being in our wedding and everything like that. But this is not our friend that married us. This is a different friend, and she is hilarious. Probably, I mean, honest to God, one of the top 2 or 3 people and most hilarious people I've ever met in my entire life. Like, naturally hilarious. And I remember she had these huge sunglasses on. She just was sitting there, like, she, like, never, like, moved from this chair the whole day, right? And I remember she used to smoke these really, like, those misty, like, 180s that were super long and really thin. And she always had one in her hand, right? And these huge sunglasses. And this girl came up to her that was, like, she was really, like, good friends with. These girls are, like, at the time, let me just put this in perspective, like, 35. It's not like they're 21, okay? And she's, like, sitting back in this chair like this. And this girl comes up to her and she's like, girl, she's like, I think I'm in love. And she's like, with who? And she tells her this guy. Well, we had already known this. We knew this guy. He had, like, been sleeping with half the girls in town, right? And... she's like, she tells her something about, like, doing something with him in the parking lot. My friend, like, behind these sunglasses, she kind of goes, like, what? She's like, yeah, like, she said something that she did. Like, we're all sitting there, like, it just was hilarious. And she's sitting there, like, on her throne, you know, in this, like, this cabana section. And the girl goes, he smells like roses. And without missing a beat, our friend goes, I hope he smelled like condoms, she goes, I hope he smelled like rubber, because he probably should be wearing condoms with as many girls as he slept with in this town. But what I loved about her was she would just laugh at her own, like, she'd say something, she'd go, and she'd just start laughing at her own jokes. She was so funny. One of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. To this day, is one of the most hilarious people I've ever met. I feel like I've had a couple people like that in my life. Like, Tanya and I get each other going, but I wouldn't say, like, just alone. Like, I think she's wiser than she is funnier. But Tanya and I get each other going, like, a lot, you know? I was telling Caroline this story the other day. I think I was going to tell it on the vlog, and then I didn't tell it. Maybe I did, I don't know. But I got Caroline laughing so hard because, okay, so... she was talking about, we should do, if you guys want this video, let me know. Caroline and I will do this video. She really wants to do it on one of my channels, which is where you paint the other person, but you don't show it to them till the very end. Okay, did you guys see these? She's like, I saw it on TikTok. It's going viral on TikTok. I'm like, girl, no video of mine's going to go viral. Let's just be for real. So she's like, by the way, I want to say happy birthday to Katie. Happy birthday, Katie. Katie doesn't usually watch the vlog channel. She usually watches the drama channel. And Katie, I know people think it's me, but it's not. I don't know if she's the official or the unofficial, but she's the Peter Monn timestamp channel. She's one of them. So, happy birthday, Katie. Hope that you have the most magically amazing birthday in the entire day today. She asked me for a shout out. So, happy birthday, Katie. And, yeah, she's the one that timestamps all my videos. I love her so much. At 0.00. As they should be. So anyway, Caroline, and she's talking about doing these paintings, and she's like, do you ever paint? I was like, no, girl, back in the day, I used to think that I was like this artist and whatever. I took art classes and drawing classes, and I was never any good at it, you know? And I said, but you know, I was telling her about my ex, because she knew my ex really well, because he went to all the Christmases and holidays and birthday parties and whatever. And I said, and he is like really like artistic. And she said, he's like nationally known as like one of the best hair colorists in the country. I mean, like, could whip, you could tell him, like, show him a color, like, it's so funny, because he's the one, I said this in a video, and people were like, no, that's not what it means, and I'm a hairstylist, and whatever, like, I mean, this, won like national awards constantly for like just like whipping up colors, and like you could take this in and be like, this is the color I want. He'd be like, okay. 5 minutes later, you'd have that color. All my friends, he did like blonde color and highlights. Like I'm like all my friends like would go to him, and when we broke up, they're like, I don't know who's gonna do my hair anymore. I'm like, you can still go to him. They're like, yeah, but he gave us a discount, like because he would do it at home. And I'm like, well, you got to book an appointment with him because we're not together anymore. You can call him up because you can still be friends with him. I'm not about all that when you lose people in a relationship. I mean, it's natural, you know, that happens. But I'm just like, if you want to call him up and have him do your hair, that's not gonna hurt my feelings. So anyway. But he was really artistic. Like, he could, like, paint something, like... So I was telling her this one day... we were driving by Michael's. And I was like, oh, my God, we used to go there... Because we would go on Sundays to Forbidden City Buffet. Oh, my God. That buffet, they closed down. They've turned that into... It has been so many different things. What is it now? It's a Luciano's. And then before that, it was something else. It has been so many things. Forbidden City Buffet. But oh, no, maybe it's now Chick-fil-A. I love that Forbidden City Buffet. Oh my God, it was so good. They were the ones that had the Magic Eye pictures on the wall, and I would look at them for hours. It would take me forever to get those Magic Eye pictures. But anyway, we would go there on Sundays, and then on the way home, because we knew we were going to watch a bunch of shows, like binge watch a show or something, we would stop by the Michael's. It's still there. On 82nd Street in Indianapolis. We lived in Fishers at the time, and we lived real close to where like a lot of my other friends live. And so we would stop at Michael's. I always get me a good latch hook or something like that, right? I've started so many latch hooks, I can't even tell you. I was going to be a needle point me a pillow in the afternoon. You know, we were going to throw her up on the couch or something. None of that stuff. I'd throw all that shit away. None of it ever happened. Oh, there's my one part of the pool crew. I wish she would look over here. She's out here looking at her front patio right now. She probably can't hear me from this far away, but I want to know why she hasn't been to the pool. I'm so over her. People keep on saying she's at the lake, and I see appearances of her. I know what it is that her brother and sister-in-law moved in this neighborhood. They bought the condo down here, and they redid the entire thing. It's supposedly gorgeous. And so I think they're spending all their time together with him. She don't care about the pool crew no more. She's deserted us. But anyway, so I was telling Caroline about how we'd always go by... he was one of the funniest people I've ever met, too. Like, you gotta have, like, a good sense of humor. Like... you know, looks and all that kind of stuff, that's great, but it fades and whatever, you know. Like, I mean, I still think my husband's the sexiest man I've ever met, but it's also part of, like, it's not just my husband, like I think his body is sexy or his face or things like that. I love his hair and all that kind of stuff. But it's also kind of just, there's, like, my husband has, like, a confidence and kind of a swagger about him that I think is, like, really, really hot, you know? And I also think that his ability to, like, stand up for me and things like that is really, really hot. Like, that also adds into it, you know? I think there's, like, this fine line between Alex not giving a shit about a lot of things and really caring about certain things, and, like, his friends and family being, like, mostly those things. That's really hot to me. There's something about that, right? So, but anyway... But Alex also has, I mean, a hilarious sense of humor, like, more just laying in bed and stuff like that. I mean, like, he'll just, like, say one thing. And, like, I think that's one of the things when people ask us, like, how do you keep the passion alive? I mean, we've been together almost 16 years in August, and it's, like, on the daily. Like, I'll say something, and he'll just look at me and, like, just, like, I mean, literally, like, tears out of his eyes laugh, because it's so stupid, and he'll do the same thing to me. I mean, we keep each other entertained, you know? And I think that's such an important part of a relationship. I don't think I've really, well, my first boyfriend, I'm talking about after I got sober, my first boyfriend, I wouldn't say he was... really nice guy, not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Really nice guy, not super funny. I always thought that we would be together for a long time, but I also kind of had this feeling that we would, like, at some point break up. We just really cared a lot about each other. I think it was more timing, honestly. He's a good guy. He's a really, really good guy. Super, super passionate about certain things. I know people are going to be like, well, that was mean that you said. It's my life. We haven't been together since I think we broke up when we got together when I was 23, 28. I mean, it's been like 20 years. I don't even know what he said about me. I could give a shit. He could say whatever he wants to say about me. You know what I mean? He ain't watching my videos, trust. So anyway, but my ex and I, it's weird to think, like, I mean, we broke up the December before my mom passed away, so we've been apart, like, almost, like, 20 years, 18 years, something like that. It's crazy. It's like, for a long time, people talk about, like, grieving relationships and whatever. It's like, for a long time, because we did everything together. And that's part of the reason why I don't think that that's so healthy for relationships today, because I think that us doing everything together and never having a moment apart was part of what led to us breaking up a little bit, you know? But anyway, he's a good guy too. Really good guy. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I mean, could just say shit. Like, I will never forget. We were like, because we went to casino all the time, right? And we were rolling through some small country town, and I will never forget. We like rolled past this gas. It was some like, you know, mom and pop gas station, and in the window it said broiled chickens $1.99, and I said, he goes, what does that sign say? Because he was driving. I go, he goes, what does that sign say? And I go, broiled chickens $1.99. He goes, this isn't gonna be funny to anybody else, but he was like, it was like a pause, and it was like, he goes, yep, pretty much broiled chickens. And that was like this joke for us, like our entire relationship, pretty much broiled chickens. I don't know why, we could just make each other laugh for like hours, like just stupid stuff. And Alex and I are like the same way today. I think like sense of humor is so important to me. But anyway, with him, my ex, he would come up with these great, but I will tell you this, we were either laughing and crying, or we were like being like, we were not nice to each other. Like it could get ugly and not like ever physically or anything like that, but like just not say nice things to each other. That was one thing that I really learned coming into this relationship is be careful of your tongue, you know? And my mom, that's when my mom would say things to me. It's not always what you say, it's how you say it and things like that. And I've really learned a lot from those days and, you know, from being online and things like that. I don't know. I've learned a lot. So anyway, this went in an entirely different direction than I thought it would. So Caroline and I were talking, I was telling her about going to Michael's and getting a latch hook, and she was telling me the painting story. We're talking about being creative, and I go, that's so funny, because I can remember this one day, he was like, let's get these canvases and paint. He always wanted to paint, right? And I was like, okay. And he was like, did I tell this story the other day? I feel like I did. And he was like, let's just pick out a word from the dictionary, or just like some emotion, and then we'll just like we'll paint that emotion. I was like, okay. Something he had heard somewhere. And I was like, and so he picked the emotion sadness. I feel like I just shared this the other day, but I was having a conversation with Caroline. I couldn't believe she had never heard this story before. So anyway, my whole family loved him so much. And so, did he do Caroline's hair? I feel like he did Caroline's hair. I mean, he did Tanya's hair. He did all my friends' hair. So anyway, did my mom's hair. I remember when we broke up, my mom was like, I was going to do my hair. I was like, Mom, seriously? Okay, like, that's not what we're worried about. And could, like, I remember he, like, for Christmas one year, like, came over and, like, changed her battery and bought her, like, this brand new battery. And I'll never forget when we broke up. This is totally, if you have a mom like this, like, my mom was very wise, very, you know, endearing, very emotional, but, like, she would sometimes think like this, right? When we broke up, I'll never forget, she said to me, like, you're not going to find a man that can do your mom's hair and change a battery in a car. And I was like, what? I was like, who thinks that way? His grandfather owned a car dealership that he worked there for years, so he knew how to do anything on a car. So anyway, so we did these paintings this one day, and he like picked the emotion sadness or something, right? And so like when we turned him around at the end, he had like this beautiful painting, right, of like this beach landscape and like overlooking the ocean, and it like totally exuded sadness. I mean, just be like if you were standing on this beach and you were so filled with like sadness, and like somebody had just like passed, or you had broken up, and you're like looking out over the storm in the ocean. It was perfection, right? And I painted an eye. He laughed so hard at this, and when I told Alex laughed so hard, Caroline laughed so hard at this. I painted this huge eye with big long eyelashes and everything, and a tear dropping down the side. And on the top and then down the side, I put, don't cry. Oh my God, I think I might still have that painting in the basement. I wish I did. That is my greatest piece. If I ever like, if my artwork or anything is ever auctioned off, please somebody find that painting that says, don't cry. That, he would say it that way. He'd go, don't cry. See, this is why when you look back on relationships and people are like, yeah, it didn't mean anything. I didn't mean anything to him. It was all like, no, it wasn't. You had good times. My ex and I had great times together. We had really good times together. You know, in all reality, we probably had more good times than we did bad times. But the reality is we just weren't meant for each other in the long haul. You know, and I'm much happier with who I'm with today, and he's much happier where he is today. And that's the way that it's supposed to be, you know. And I learned a lot from both those past two relationships that made me a better partner in this relationship today. And Alex has said that as well. Like in his past relationship, he learned a lot to be who he is today in this relationship. Doesn't mean that everything in that past relationship was a lie or that none of it was true. It just means that it didn't end up working out. I hate when people say my failed marriage or my failed relationship or marriage was a failure. That's bullshit. I hate that, you know. And it also seems like it comes from people that are like kind of in verbally, emotionally, or physical abusive relationships. I'm like, you are not taking ownership of something that you had no part in, right? Like, I'm a believer that in run-of-the-mill stuff, and even in some heavy stuff in a relationship, that we both have a part in this. Whether we're holding on to something or not speaking out about it or not talking about what bothers me or not initiating marriage counseling or whatever that is, right? That some things we have a part in. Maybe it's a 1% part of it, but we might have some part of it, right? But in abusive situations, no, that's a completely different situation. That's somebody that needs mental health treatment, and like they need to go get worked on, and they are not healthy to be in a relationship. And I feel really bad for people. And I talk to people all the time because, you know, there's a lot of people that are sober that have been in really abusive relationships, and they'll say, if I, you know, had like done something different, I'm like, there's nothing that you could have done. My neighbor is out here. She is, look at her nosing over here looking at me.
Well, we're cooking out.
What are you cooking out? Pork chops? You just told me the other day you don't like to eat a lot of meat.
Well, I haven't eaten a lot of meat lately.
Did you see the storm this morning? Pork chops. Did you see the storm this morning?
Yeah.
Was it bad? Oh, she said it rained for a little bit, but it must have been windy enough to knock my plant over. Yeah, when are we going to do my video of coming over and seeing the garden?
Yeah, I've been working on it.
You've been working on it? You going to let me know?
I will.
Okay. Oh, by the way, that book. Do you remember what that book was you got? Bayou Book Thief or something?
Yeah.
She said she ended up really liking it. Are you reading the second one in it?
No, not yet.
I'm going to look it up right now. I bought it on Audible. I know you don't do the Audible books. Her husband's out here now.
Is Blue Radley okay?
He is. He's upstairs taking a nap with Alex.
He's been worried about it.
Aww. He's been doing real good lately. Why can't I find this book? That's who Boo calls Mrs. Well, I call her Mrs. But he knows. I'll be like, you want to go see Mrs.? He goes, like, he knows Daddy. He knows Dad, Daddy. I'll be like, your daddy's home. He knows Dad, Daddy, and Mrs. I don't think he knows me. I think those are the only people he knows. What is this book? She told me, she started reading it, and I bought it because she was going to read it. I was going to pick it for my book club. Maybe I'll pick it for August. Oh, I got to pick my book for August for this week. Oh, God. Bayou Book Thief by Ellen Byron. It's 9 hours and 40 minutes on Audible. And it's the first book. How many are in the series? I feel like there's not many when I looked. It's the Vintage Cookbook Mystery Series. And there's only 2. I think this is what I might pick this for the book club. We'll see. I got a couple different books I'm looking at. I suggested to something to Mel. If you're in the book club, is anybody interested in reading about the Lauren Spurrier case from IU? I don't know. Somebody posted it in this book club or this Facebook group that I'm part of about this book that came out. And they said it was very textbook manual, like it just kind of listed like what had happened. But I feel like it's a case that hardly gets any attention and nobody really ever talks about because it's like 10 years plus that it's been, like it happened. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Lauren Spurrier went missing from IU, going back to her dorm one night, and she's never been found. And they at first thought it was some like college students, and they thought others. We actually, when we read the book American Predator about Israel Keys, like the FBI asks him about her because that he was seen on toll roads coming through Indiana on the day that she went missing and going out, and he had kill kits all over the United States buried. And so they throw her picture down, and this is in the book, and he says, that one you'll have to ask me about later. Like, he specifically points her picture out. And so they've, like, and you know, they've implicated that Israel Keys could have possibly something to do with Lauren Spurrier. It seems like such a stretch for me, though, because her case was such a high-profile case that I feel like if it was linked to him as one of the most well-known serial killers in the United States, I feel like those two cases would have been linked sooner. I don't think that's it. Now, I've known a lot of people that went to IU at the same time that she was down there, and what I heard allegedly was that it was an accident that happened at a party and they disposed of it, and that the people, it was like 3 kids, they lawyered up and left college real quick. And that's been always kind of what people have thought, but there's no evidence about that. So I don't know anything about that, but that's just what, like, I mean, I've heard several people that don't know each other that went to IU at that time have said that to me. So the case is so sad, though. I mean, really, really sad. I actually think my neighbor went to high school with some people that knew her, because I think that a couple people that went to IU that knew her really well went to high school around here. But that case has, like, always been really sad to me and really interesting. I feel like the family knows nothing, and it's been like 10 years. I think it's like it just was the 10 years or maybe 12 years or something like that. So I mentioned to Mel to possibly read that book. Do you guys know the case I'm talking about? Are there any good documentaries about it? I don't know anything about it. Disappearance of Lauren Spurrier. Why is it showing some guy arrested here? She's from Westchester County, New York. Okay. Is an American woman who disappeared on June 3rd, 2011. So it's been 13 years, following an evening at Kilroy Sports Bar in Bloomington, Indiana, which is like Alex. I mean, if you've ever gone to IU, Kilroy's is huge. There's a Kilroy's in Broad Ripple about 10 minutes from me. Kilroy's is a huge, like, really well-known, it's a locally owned bar in Bloomington at IU. And they have them, I think, at Ball State and Purdue as well, but I'm not sure. Though her disappearance generated national press coverage. At the time, Spurrier was a 20-year-old student at Indiana University. Though her disappearance generated national press coverage, Spurrier is presumed dead and her case remains unsolved. Who is this picture of this guy that they're showing? Was Lauren Spurrier... See, this is the conspiracy I've heard. Was Lauren Spurrier dumped in a river after overdosing on drugs? Fellow student jailed for shooting at police. I've never heard about the overdosing on drugs. I haven't heard that part. I heard that, like, she fell back or something, like, that people insinuated that, like, she hit her head or something like that, and they didn't know what to do. They were afraid to call the police because there was, like, drugs at this place and stuff like that. I didn't hear about her overdosing. I mean, I have heard that theory and looking at it, but that's not, like, what I've heard from people that were at IU. I mean, I've met people that lived in her dorm and stuff like that, so it's really, really sad. But there's a book that somebody sent me, but even the comments on the book underneath it, like on the Facebook thread, like somebody had posted it about the book. It wasn't on our Facebook group, it was in another group, and somebody said the book is very textual. It's just like information. It's not like, it doesn't get into like the background story or anything like that. But the only reason why I'm thinking about reading it, because I don't think there's a better book out there about it, is because I just really don't know a lot about the case, and I think it's an important case that we continue to talk about, and I don't really know tons and tons about it. So yeah, so what do y'all want to read in a true crime book club and for Peter's book club, if you're part of it, for this next, for August? Put it in the book club, or put it in the comment section below, because we got to come up with it. I got to text Mel. Mel and I were texting yesterday anyway. She was texting me pictures of her new doormat. It's so cute. And, but I got to text her or call her about the book club. I can't sit out here. It's like so hot to be calling people on the phone today. So maybe I'll go to the pool and get in the pool and call Mel from the pool. She would think that was hilarious. Anyway, so tonight, after I get, so I already, did I post them already? They were uploaded. I don't know if I ended up posting them or if I was waiting until after the vlog. But I did, let's see. I don't remember if I did or not. Do you know, I was going to tell you this earlier. When it's really, really hot outside, have you ever had people tell you drink hot drinks, it'll cool you down? Is that like a truism? Is that like a scientific fact? Because I can tell you right now, when I drink hot drinks when I'm hot, it just makes me hotter. But I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. My review video, let's see if it's up already. I don't even remember if I posted it. Yeah, rich original coconut water. That was a total fail. Okay, and then if that's up, then it must mean my Peter Does Stuff, my haul is up. Brunch leftovers and grocery store haul. Such an exciting video, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, those videos are up, and then this is the only other video that I'm filming today. So after I get done here, I actually should text my neighbor and see if she's gonna go to the pool. When I was doing Cameos, I saw her leave, or maybe it was when I was filming one of my videos, I saw her leave. But I know she told me she was having brunch. I asked her if she was going to the pool later. I know that she said she was going to brunch with a friend earlier, so she wasn't going to go to the pool during the day. I was actually planning on going to the pool during the day, and then we got up and it was like pouring down rain, and it was supposed to storm all afternoon. I was like, okay, I guess that leaves out the pool, going to the pool. But tonight, I mean, now it's like, would be fine. I mean, it hasn't rained in hours, and it's just like really, really humid. Right now would be like a perfect time to go to the pool. So maybe I'll go up to the pool for a little bit. And yeah, I mean, if she's gonna go up later, she might be gone. I think the camera stopped. I think she has, is the tripod going down again? I think she has softball. Oh my God, Tia's gonna be so excited that it made it past the hour mark. I think she has softball or dog training on Sundays. I can't remember. And then my neighbor in the corner, she left, but she also said that she might go up there later tonight, just to like cool down a little bit. So I guess everybody left. I don't know where they went for the day, family dinners and things like that. You know what, I have to tell you, when I was at Fresh Time earlier today, I walked in there, Alex like just parked right in front. He was like, because I just ran in to get this stuff real quick. And when I was in there, there was like this, I don't know why it reminded me of I mean, it was like a couple with like their daughter, but it reminded me of like, something about it reminded me, oh, they were looking at like deli meat. And I can remember my mom and I going to the grocery store some Sundays, not always, but I can remember us going, because she would like pick out, like she would, like on a Sunday, she'd be like, what do you want for dinner? Like you get to pick whatever you want. I always pick like chicken curry, or just like a casserole, we've gone rounds about that, or chicken a la king or whatever. But she would get like lunch meat and stuff like that, or like, you know, pork chops like they're having tonight. She'd pick out for like, you know, for the week ahead, like for dinners. And so sometimes we would go to the grocery store on Sundays. But like the grocery store was rather dead when I was in there. There was probably only like maybe 5 or 6 people other than me. It's a small grocery store. But when I was there, I was like, it was just so homey. Just like this daughter was like, I mean, she was probably like 5 or 6, and she was asking her dad if she could have like these treats that were right behind there. It just was real homey to me, and I was like, I love Sundays so much, just as days to relax and reflect on like the last week and plan for the week ahead, you know, and what you want to do. Tomorrow is going to be a pool day, hopefully. God, like I said, weather permitting. Oh, weather permitting, that's what I'm allowing. Weather permitting that I'm looking for. So hopefully tomorrow will be a pool day all day. And then Tuesday, I have a hair appointment in the morning. It's supposed to rain on Tuesday. Hair appointment in the morning, and then I have marriage counseling in the evening. So I'll film videos in between. We'll figure out what. I might have to film a couple videos, like for my drama channel, out here at night, which I haven't really taken advantage of much this summer, so I might do it this week. So I have a video to post for the next day. I might do that with my Peterisms channel too. It's kind of hard to like film a review video and stuff, you know, at night. And obviously, the last time that I like filmed a vlog, like I was like, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was bored and I was like awake, so I filmed a vlog. People were like, "I'm so confused. What's going on? Like, you seem so weird in this video." I was like, "Okay, I'll never do that again." I just felt like talking. Do you guys remember that vlog? I did it like last summer sometime. I was like, I just feel like talking. I'm awake and whatever. And people were like, "Oh my God, what's going on? I'm so confused." It was like so weird to people out. I was like, I will never do that again. So, but yeah, I'm not too concerned about like, I don't know, I have like, every night I make lists of what my vlog's gonna be. Tomorrow, I was gonna do these waters that I bought before I take them to the pool, but I've got a bunch of other stuff to review too. So I'll probably do a review video tomorrow. I will still wanna do dark matter. Well, okay, if I don't do these tomorrow, they'll definitely be on Tuesday. I want to do a dark matter review. I've got a couple topics for drama to talk about, Peterisms videos. I got it. Like, I'm gonna try to upload on my BookTube channel 3 to 4 times this week. So yeah, and I'm trying to like film on my drama, my Peter Watches TV, my Peter Does Stuff channel, and well, all of my channels. I try to film on a pretty regular basis this week. But tomorrow, I'm going to take the majority of the day off, unless I get up early. And then I'll film before I go up to the pool. So we'll see what time I get up. Maybe I'll maybe I'll not take a nap tonight and I'll go to bed early so I can get up early tomorrow. I know this is going to sound strange because it's just like going to the pool with my neighbor for her birthday, but it's like not even that. It's just like going to the pool. I'm so excited about tomorrow. Like, I'm a kid before Christmas on this. Like, I don't know why I'm so excited. Like, just because I was telling her this yesterday, I haven't like really like dedicated an entire day to just like, okay. And tomorrow, if I come back to the pool and I'm super tired and I want to take a nap, then I won't film a vlog tomorrow. But I think I probably will. But I'm like super excited just about like being at the pool all day tomorrow. And I'm really excited about it. And hopefully some of the other neighbors will come and stuff like that. Is this her coming down the street right now? What do I feel like this is? No. They're going. This looks like a different car than hers. I was kind of hoping it would be hers and then she could stop and I could ask her about the pool. Did she text me? She didn't text me back. Oh, I know, that's the woman on the corner. Anyway. My neighbor's flowers do look good. She said she still has some work that she wants to do on them. Oh, so tonight, okay, so I started watching Glitch last night. I don't even know how I decided to watch it. So Glitch is it's an Australian show. There's 3 seasons, 6 episodes a season, so it's 18 episodes total. It's really easy show to binge. It takes place in a small town called Yorna or something like that, Australia. And I mean, it's a real small town, and it's about these people that like dig themselves out of their ground of the cemetery, their graves, and then they come back to life. It's like 6 people, and it kind of follows them. And one of them is the wife of the police officer, like the sheriff in town. It reminds me of this other show that I watched, and I started watching it, and then like they canceled it, so I stopped watching it years ago. I can't remember what that show was called. Maybe The Leftovers or something like that. I don't remember what that show was called. The Restarter. It wasn't that. I don't know what it was. It's not The Travelers, because somebody recently told me to watch that, and I put that on my list to watch. But it's really good. Has anybody watched Glitch? Like, I've never watched it before, so I'm really into it. It's very dark. It's like it kind of reminds me a little bit of the show From, but not as scary as From. But it's a really good show to binge watch, especially at night. Like, I was watching it late at night last night. I had my candles lit, and it takes place like out in the country, like middle of nowhere, Australia. But it kind of like, the town looks like a small town in Indiana. So anyway, very excited to continue to watch that tonight. So I'm gonna get off here now, and I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things, which I haven't said in a while. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want, or your week if you need to. If tomorrow on Monday you start your week and you're like, okay, I need to start my week over, just go into the bathroom, go into another room and go, okay, starting right now, I'm gonna look at things with a different perspective. I'm gonna look at things hopefully with a more positive eye. You know, you can do that at any time you want. Start your day over, start your hour over, start your week over, whenever you need to. Probably one of the most valuable lessons I have learned in my 29 years of being sober, 29 and a half years of being sober. Also, number 2, make sure that you, what's number 2? Like, number 3 just came to mind. If I don't say it like right in a row, I like stop myself. Number 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh. Just do it because it's the nice thing to do. To just do nice things. You don't tell people about it. We want to sometimes, but we don't have to. And we want to let people know what good people we are, but you don't have to tell people that. Not always. Every once in a while it's okay, but like, you don't want to do it all the time. You want to do nice things all the time, but you don't want to tell people all the time, right? That's the act of altruism. And then number 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much it means. You just check in on somebody. I think it's important to check in on somebody, right? And just be like, hey, I was thinking of you. How you doing? You never know. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face. You might be making them feel seen. You might be making them feel cared about, and you might be making them happy. You don't know. And also, be kinder to yourself, be kinder to others, and most importantly, and also, be kinder to others and love others more as, I don't even know. Just be nice to one another. Just love one another, and love yourself most of all, because if you're kinder to yourself and you love yourself more, then you'll be kinder to others and love others more as well. But just be nice to everybody, be kind to everybody. And you know, just because and I want to say this, just because you set boundaries, just because you have an opinion and you state it in a nice way, and just because I think sometimes we feel like to be nice we have to walk on eggshells, or we can't have opinions, or we can't have stances about things, or we can't challenge people, or we can't set boundaries. You can be a nice person and do all those things, you know? Like I just read this thing, I think I read this on my Peterisms video not too long ago. Let me see if I can find the quote. I probably won't now that I'm looking for it. But I saw this quote on, where is it at? Now I'll never be able to find it. Lisa Jewel Books. Okay. Where is it at? I won't be able to find it. Hold on a second. It was so powerful, though. I really loved it. Where is it at? You're going to have to just wait a second because I love this one. I want to read it to you. Oh, I love this one. Somebody said, social media has created jealous behavior over illusions. Sadly, some are envious of things, relationships, and lifestyles that don't even exist. That is so true. That is absolutely so true. Where is this comment, though, that somebody said about setting boundaries? If I search for it, it won't pull it up. Hold on just a second. Okay, wait. You can be a kind person. I love this so much. This is what we'll end on. You can be a kind person and still say no. Prioritize your needs. Set boundaries. Disagree with people. Be honest. Challenge poor behavior. Walk away from toxic environments. Make mistakes. Stand up for yourself. Protect your time and space. In fact, I'm going to screenshot that again. I think that is something that we really forget about, right? That you can do all those things and still be a kind person. In fact, you're being kind to yourself and you're loving yourself by doing those things. People that don't like us to challenge that norm, are people that are going to be made uncomfortable by us getting healthier. They don't want that. They don't want us to get healthier. So when we start getting healthier and standing up for ourselves, right? Like, you don't have to shout it from the mountaintops. There's ways to do that other ways. But when we start setting limits for ourselves, or saying no to things we don't want to do, or that we're not okay with, or prioritizing ourselves, our time, right, over other people that don't want us to get healthy because it's going to affect their life negatively, they don't like that, you know? So, little Peterisms at the end of the vlog. Anyway, I hope that you guys have a magically amazing Sunday and a fantastic beginning to your week. Don't forget what I just read you. I think it's important. And I love you guys so much. Have a great start to your week. I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, love you. I almost knocked it over again. Love you.